Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, it's panned out to be a rather fantastic Monday. 294 points of a jump on the Nifty, 24,335. We've been building on to the gains that we started off in the morning part, and we are now trading near the high point of the day yet as well. All the sectors of the Nifty, barring say the IT sector, they're all hovering higher in trades. The Nifty Bank is also up and about, with PSU banks really taking the lead there. Among the sectors, it's oil and gas. That's the one that's moving with sharpest gains today. Over 3.2% of gains are coming in from the oil and gas basket. PSU banks follow suit with 2.5% move. You have Pharma, you have infra. You also have even the mid and the small cap stocks really doing very well in trade. In India, VIX is down by over 1% at this point in time. On the Nifty, it's clearly Reliance Industries. Post the earnings, the kind of reaction that we saw, 4.5% kind of moves, now up 5.3% higher. It's actually soaring up and now at 1370 for Reliance Industries. This one is definitely a third of contribution on the Nifty is definitely coming in from Reliance Industries today. Sun Pharma follows, then BEL, you have State Bank of India and Axis Bank among those other movers on the top spot as far as the Nifty is concerned. Then within the F&O band, you have RBL Bank that's hovering higher. CDSL is another one. HAL, of course, with that defense move that's coming in today, is also moving up. We will be discussing about all of those aspects. Let's welcome our guest on board, Brijesh Ale, Head of Technicals and Derivatives Retail Research at IDBI Capital Markets, is now joining in. Brijesh, welcome. Good to have you with us. First up, tell us about the markets. The gain that we have seen today, is it going to be sustainable? Remember, this is a truncated week that we are going to be getting into, and this also comes on the back of 2 days of volatile trade that we've seen on the back of Indo-Pak geopolitical tensions. But today's recovery is pretty smart. The question is, will it be sustainable at all?
Yeah, afternoon, Sakshi. So, yes, I do believe this momentum should last because what we saw on Friday's session, there was such a very sharp dip, but there was quite a good recovery during the end of the day. So, Nifty almost closed at the value of 24,000, which was the 200-day moving average level. So, from now, there has been a decent, if you look at the candlestick pattern, it looks like an engulfing kind of a pattern, which is a bullish kind of a scenario for both the Nifty and Bank Nifty. So my understanding is that Nifty should be heading towards the 24,500 level in the next one or two trading session, and gradually it can also see a breakout. So 24,500 is the immediate view for the Nifty, and I do have a view for the Bank Nifty also. Maybe sooner or later we should be crossing 56,000. So once 56 is taken out, then we can talk of the fresh levels on the higher side. Both the call writers like at 24,500 is shifting the positions at 24,800. Even there is a slightly unwinding is seen at Bank Nifty 56,000 call writing levels. So I think sooner or later we should be heading much higher. So view is extremely positive. By any chance, if tomorrow there is a small minor profit booking, we should view that as a buying opportunity for the long runs.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as over the markets is concerned. Let's talk about specific stocks and sectoral moves that we are seeing now, Brijesh. Reliance calls for our first reaction. Post earnings, there's been a stunning move today, 5.5% kind of a move today. After a long haul, Reliance Industries was one stock that has actually given negative returns in 2024, and even in this year so far the recovery has been far too gradual in space. But today's move and in the run up to the earnings as well, what exactly are you picking up? Is this a newfound up move trend that we are looking at? Can one participate in this up move?
Today the stock is already up by 5%. So I think, and the move came from the level of 1300. So that was the level from where the multiple resistance breakout was seen, and this breakout came in line with the results. So I think the spread a little bit lower, maybe another 30 points of correction can be there. But as long as we don't break 1300 levels in the Reliance, it looks strong. So if there is a small decline, we can look at the long positions. And on the higher side, 1400, 1430 is the level where it is opening up. So I think this movement, even though if the profit booking doesn't come, 1400 and then 1430 can be the continuation of the trend. And that can be the level one has to keep a watch on where some profit booking can come.
Okay, fair point. So that's as far as Reliance Industries is concerned and the kind of move that we are expecting there. Let's also look at some earnings that are coming in right away. We have UltraTech's earnings now coming in. So let's pull that stock higher. That's a big earnings that we were looking out today. So for the company, what we're looking at is that the revenue has come in at 23,063 crores. That's on a lower note, however, from the estimates that the street had. EBITDA is coming in at 4,618 crores. Margins have come in at 20%. That was exactly what was being expected. But the revenue has jumped 13% on a year-on-year basis for UltraTech Cement at 23,063 odd crores is what we are looking at. What you're also looking at on the EBITDA front is that there is a 12% kind of a jump again on a year-on-year basis. That's something that you're looking at. And on the profitability figure as well, if we look at what the clear profits are, let me just read that number out for all of you to really see. We are seeing that on a year-on-year basis, EBITDA, revenues both have seen some kind of an improvement, just trying to eke out that profitability figure for you. But revenue has been a tad miss. Margins have been in line with the estimates that are coming in. Slightly softer on the kind of stock price movement that we are seeing. Now it's slipping about 1.7% lower in trade for UltraTech Cement at this point in time. I'm just waiting to get that profit figure also. 2,482 crores. That's the profit that is coming for UltraTech Cement for Q4. Slightly lower, and the company has also recommended a dividend of 77.4 rupees per share, 77.5 rupees per share. That's what's expected from this one. Brijesh, UltraTech Cement for you in the run-up to the earnings. Again, this was also showing us some promise. Post-earnings, there is some kind of a profit being taken off the table. Your sense on UltraTech Cement, what would you do?
So I think for if I look it from the weekly time frame, this level of 12,000 has been acting as a very stable resistance. And today also the stock is marginally down from those points. So it's still trading above the 12,000 mark. But then my understanding is that it may be closer to 12,100, 12,150, some supply will come. So it would be wise that if somebody is having a position should try to book some profits, because if the correction do come, then again, some 500 points of odd correction can be seen in the UltraTech. So, and this has been like since July, this level is acting as a resistance. So one has to be a little bit cautious at this level.
Be cautious at this level. That's the view that's coming in on UltraTech Cement. The stock's down by 1.7% in trade today. Let's look at some of the other big movers that we are seeing. Defense names, Brijesh, that's the space that we are looking at from morning. Be it the shipbuilders, the likes of Cochin, Mazagon, GRSE, be it HAL, BEL, where a large part of the Rafael deal could be tilting towards the strong move that we are looking at both HAL and BEL today. I mean, the stock has actually recovered from about what 3,200, 3,300 levels all the way back to now 4,500 plus levels. Even for BEL, there has been slow, steady, but a gradual recovery. How are you looking at the defense names now? Will you participate in this new move that's coming in?
I think there is a trading opportunity. Maybe I am not very sure of the directional trend, but then definitely the stocks like BDL, the Mazgaon Dock, and to some extent HAL are giving a very strong breakout. And that too, we are seeing this breakout at the end of the month. So basically, whenever this kind of scenarios are there, it tends to be in a training for the next couple of days. So I think there's opportunity in this such stocks. So BDS, Mazgaon Dock, and HAL are the specific stocks where the chart patterns are quite positive and there is a very strong bullish candle closing. And since we are almost at the end of the day, I don't think there can be any minor profit booking can be seen. So I think this momentum will continue. So BDL and Mazda Talk, I think if somebody are holding a position, should continue to hold, irrespective if there is even though there is the small profit booking. Maybe next couple of days, some big move can be expected. So BDL, Mazda Talk, and HAL, I think these are the three stocks which will continue to see the positive momentum.
Okay, fair point. You know, GRSC is up by 8 odd percent. You also have G Shipping Shipping Corporation of India, that is up and about, Cochin Shipyard, Mazagon, HLBL, all of them. Paras Defense is another one that's also on the move. Many such stocks are actually showing us some strong momentum in trade today. Let's also pull up some of the other pockets. Let's look at the broadest index, the Nifty 500 basket, to see if there are any other interesting names. Okay, Premier Explosives also 13% higher in that same theme that's buzzing. You also have Barbecue Nation Hospitality about 11% higher in trade today. Banking space, you have DCB Bank and RBL Bank post earnings, very strong surge that can be seen in trade today. You also have names like Sonata Software, Data Patterns doing very well in trade. Morpen Laboratories is also up by about 6.5%. These are some of the stocks that are really doing very well in the Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers. That's another one that's up by about 8.5% higher. Very, very strong move in the Nifty 500 basket. Anything from the names that I pointed out, Brijesh, that catch your attention too?
I do have a call on the Supreme Industries. So I think from that basket, Supreme Industries is one thing which I'm very much convinced, and the move is about to start. I think that we can see a very strong breakout in Supreme Industry. Data pattern is something which I believe will continue to see the contribution rate, right? Maybe in the near future it can go back to 2400 is what I believe. And maybe the stocks like HPCL, BPCL is also gaining momentum. So even from the technical perspective, BPCL is something which is again looking very strong. It's already up by 10%, but I think again this momentum can be there. And lastly, I'm keeping a watch on BSC. So from that space, it's hardly up by 3.5%. So momentum is quite positive. I think BSC is going to see the new levels on the higher side. So that kind of opportunity, I think, can be seen in this 500 basket.
Okay, fair point. We'll keep an eye out on that. So, apart from BSC, CDSS is also higher, and over the last 1 week, 10 days odd, we have actually seen a lot of other stocks also recover. So, KFinTech, Angel One, names like 361 WAM, all of them were actually buzzing, Brijesh. If I have to ask you your top 2 or 3 choices from the capital markets related stocks, what would those be?
Angel one, I'm quite positive because I believe the recent low, whatever the low 2000 level, what the stock has seen,
Huh.
it has done. It has done with a short-term correction, and slowly and steadily, it should be heading towards the 2800 plus level. So we are talking of another 500 points move from the current level. So there is a quite a good opportunity in Angel one. So I think this momentum should come, and somebody wants to take a 3 4 months kind of a view. There's opportunity in the Angel one.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped to all of our viewers out in identifying the right moves there. Let's look at oil and gas. This space is really buzzing in trade. The sector is the top moving one today. Let's look at some of the movers. Of course, a large part of it also has to do with Reliance Industries, but even a BPCL, Mahanagar Gas, IGL post earnings, PCL, Adani, Total Gas, Oil and Natural Gas, Oil India, all of them are up and about in trade, looking at what's happening in the crude oil prices. Anything that you'd like to catch on the momentum on, Brijesh, today?
Yeah. See, BPCL we already spoke about. So BPCL is
Yeah.
definitely. Mahanagar gas is something which is again at the verge of giving a breakout. So the breakout has not come. I believe this can be can be kept on a watch list for the opportunity. Castrol is looking good. Seems like Mahanagar gas, the Castrol is the closing on a very strong note. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 trading session, we should see a good moon Castrol. ONGC is something which I'm pretty more much confident that I think it can move about 250 levels and gradually the close can be seen at 260 to 65. So there is a good trading opportunity. And lastly, the GAIL. So GAIL has been correcting for the last 3 4 days and now it has taken support. So maybe the risk reward ratio in the GAIL is extremely positive. GAIL can be if we see the GAIL towards 200 levels, I won't be surprised.
Okay, Got that. I hope this is something that all of you all are noting it down, viewers. Next, I wanted to discuss PSU banks. You know, in the run up to the recovery that we've seen in the markets, I mean, we are already away, we're already recovered about 2,500 points from the recent swing low that we saw, around 21,800, 21,700 thereabouts. And from that, 24,2,500 is recovered already. And what led to that recovery is the large caps, especially in the large private sector banking stories as well, that led to the recovery. Now PSU banks are catching on to the momentum too. Brijesh, any stock that you like within the PSU banks?
Yeah, there are pretty stocks. Like for example, the Union Bank is something which is from the current level of 128. I think it is poised for the 150 level. So
Okay.
definitely the opportunity in Union Bank. SBI, please do keep a watch because the level of 800 is a very strong base demand.
Yeah,
So on the
yeah.
higher side, 850 is something which is very strong, the conviction is quite pretty strong. So 800, 850 is what we are looking for the SBI. Bank of Maharashtra is slowly coming in the picture. It's a very small bank, but then I think maybe another 10-15% kind of a move can be seen in Bank of Maharashtra as well. Lastly, the Canara Bank. So Canara Bank is from the level of 98. I think it can go back to 110, 115. So that's again a trading opportunity in the Canara Bank. So the high conviction trade is with the Union Bank and SBI.
Okay, fair point. So that's PSU banks for all of you. We'll also focus on pharma stocks that are doing very well today. Both large caps and mid caps are actually pulling up. So look at Sun Pharma. Even on Friday's session, we saw Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, all of them showing a sub move. Index itself is up by 2% today. Sun Pharma is leading the gains in the Nifty today from the pharma pack, but there's also Dr. Reddy's, there's also Cipla that's on the move. Apollo Hospitals from the healthcare basket is on the move as well. When we look at the Nifty Pharma index particularly, you'll find many other such names that are buzzing. So Lupin, for instance, is up by 4.4%. Ajanta Pharma, Glenmark, Zydus, Biocon, Oro Pharma. The list is long, and most of them are showing healthy gains today. What would you do on pharma, Brijesh?
Pharma, I'm little bit cautious. I would like to ride the momentum, but making a fresh entry, I would be little bit cautious because the stocks like Lupin and the Oro, these are the stocks which tend to give a breakout and then the follow through buying do come missing. So I would like to ride since the sector is moving, I will be riding the momentum, but taking a fresh bet, I will be little cautious.
Okay. Now, help me understand on the way down. Let's look at the F&O space, the ones that are top losers today. I want to keep an eye out on that. One is L&T Finance. And of course, why the stock is also down is because of, earnings trajectory that's led to the stock falling today. CAMS is down by 7.5%. Poonawalla FinCorp post earnings is down 7%. Shriram Transport Finance is down by 5.5%. Eternal is also down by 5% in the F&O space. PB Fintech is also down by about 4% in trade. IRFC post earnings, Irida, all of them are actually down in trade today in the F&O action particularly. So let's take some of the stocks here. Let's start off with Eternal first. Brijesh, last few days, consistent up move, recovery, nearing 240 odd levels, and a smart rebound from about 202, 204 odd levels is what we saw. Again, the momentum is getting lost. Would you use this as an opportunity as a buy on dip, or do you think a run up has been swift and one needs to really look at whether the consolidation will take place now?
No, the view is positive. So I think this opportunity should be viewed as a buying opportunity because the level of 200, 210 is a very decent support. So somebody who takes a long at this 227 can have a maximum stop loss of another 10 odd points. Because why I'm saying this? Because on a larger degree from the two, we have an understanding that this stock can move back to 250 levels. So that is so current decline is definitely an opportunity, and slowly and steadily, I think this stock can go back to 250. So that's a kind of trading opportunity we are seeing the eternal.
Okay, let's look at some of the other aspects. What also is not performing today is finance names, Shriram Transport Finance, Poonawalla, L&T Finance, all of them are down. Earnings miss, a lot of them have posted as well. Your suggestion, should one stay away?
No, we are like, for example, in the morning when Shriram was close to 600 level, we have recommended to the client because we believe that recently the selling came on the level of 700. So that's a good amount of bounce. At least we can talk of another 10% bounce. So
Acha,
it
okay.
might take little bit of time, but then we are having an understanding that this stock can go back to 660, 670 level. So 10% trading opportunity is there in this Shriram. I think as long as anybody takes a long position, should keep 600 as a stop loss and should take the long bets. And I think 660, 670 can be seen. So it's looking quite strong. Or means it is back to the demand zone and the long term perspective is positive. So it is there is an opportunity in Shriram.
Hmm.
L&T Finance also, I think recently there was a very strong breakout from the level of 156 and now it is 168. In the morning, it almost went up to 158. So that whatever the correction was supposed to come is already done in the L&T Finance. And I think one should, this can't be a trading bet, but then somebody wants to take the long-term position or maybe from 3 to 4 months kind of a time frame. This range of 165 to 160 or maybe 155, it's a very good range when one should keep accumulating this stock. And I think 150 will be a very strong support, and gradually we can see it back to 185, 190 levels. So there's an opportunity in 180 finance as well.
Hmm. Okay, fair point. We'll keep an eye out on that. Next, CAMS, we were discussing the capital market story, but CAMS is not doing well today. Would you buy this dip here also?
Not exactly. It can the conviction is not there. So maybe
Hmm.
if I am having a position, I will hold on, but then averaging or maybe adding a fresh longs, I will avoid it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's also discuss some of the other aspects in the markets. In fact, 322. Let's discuss any BTST, STBT trades, Brijesh, that you would have for our viewers today.
I think HAL is one which is closing quite strong. So that is one counter where I'm keeping a watch on. Second one is the Prestige Estates projects. It's close to 1315, 1315. The closing and the way it has come out of this last 3 4 days trading session, I think there's opportunity in the Prestige Estate. And lastly, we are also keeping a watch on the container Concor. So the closing, the stock has been corrected and today it has taken a good amount of support. So I think it can go back to the good bounce can be seen in this particular counter. So I think container can also be seen at 700, 705 from the BTST point of view.
Hmm. Okay, got that. We'll keep an eye out on that as well. Now let's focus on some of the other stocks that are buzzing in trade. We'll focus on M&M. From the auto pack, 2.6% higher. Today, M&M announced that acquisition of SML Isuzu. On the one hand, SML Isuzu dropped by about 10% lower circuit, but M&M is now near the day's high point. Strong momentum can be seen on this one. Can one ride onto this new acquisition and the company looking to expand its CV portfolio, looking at EV buses, and of course, looking to increase their market share in this space?
Yes, we can because after a very long time, the stock has now gained momentum above the 200 moving average. So the
Okay.
value is at 28, close to 2800, 2850. That is the support demand zone. And today, the way the counter is closing, and I think 3200, which is the multiple resistance zone, we can talk about that. So from the current level of 2900, we can say maybe it will take a little longer time, some slow and steady move, but then opportunity is there. 3200 is what we can bet for MLM.
Okay, fair point. We'll definitely keep an eye out on that. Let's look at some of the other names that we can pick out for our viewers and for Brijesh to also address. Small caps and mid caps, let's look at that space. Small caps, we have many names apart from the defense names which we have already discussed. Garden Reach is now further soaring 8.5% higher. Sonata Software is up, Data Patterns is up, Kane's Technology is also up by 6%. You have Go Digit Insurance, you have names like Triveni Turbine, NBCC, Zensar Technologies, Wellspun Living, all of them buzzing in trade. Anything within the small caps, Brijesh, that you like?
The name which you spoke about, data pattern and Kane's technology, is looking good
Yeah,
on channel. The
okay.
closing is quite good. So anybody who's having a position, I think this today the stock is up by 6%. So we can again talk about another 6% kind of a rally from the current point. So definitely there is an opportunity in this. I think we can't make a new entry, but the people who are having the position should keep continue to maintain the long positions. Supreme Industries is one which I already spoke about. I think that should be also kept on a watch list. And lastly, the this Oberoi Realty. The realty stocks are also buzzing up. For
Yes.
example, the Oberoi Realty, Godrej Properties back to the support zone. I spoke about the Prestige Estate. So I think realty space should also be in the list. Maybe the immediate move may not be seen, but then obviously next couple of days, if the market moves with the market, this segment will also move on the higher side.
Okay, Prestige is up by nearly 4%, Oberoi up by 3.2%, Godrej Properties, DLF, Macrotech, Raymond. There is a momentum across the board that we are seeing even on the real estate basket as well. What about metals pack? Is that something that catches your attention too?
Very limited. For example, Hindustan Copper is something which we are keeping a watch on. After that, Hindustan Zinc has given a very strong record. So, and APL Apollo Tubes. So these are the very specific trades where we can see some momentum. So, but it would be more with a trading bet. I would not take the very aggressive or maybe a directional trade, but then till the China thing doesn't get settled out, I think there will volatility will be very high in this space. So stock specific trades can be there.
Okay, stock specific, we can definitely look at it. Last question to you then, Brijesh, for tomorrow. What is the strategy that you would advise on the markets?
See, I'm pretty confident that we are closing somewhere. We are going to close about 24,300 marks. So, and there the core writers have shifted the shorts from 24,500 to 24,800. So, on an immediate basis for the next one or two trading section, I'm looking for 24,500. So, somebody who wants to take it naked long and for the future trade, or somebody who doesn't want to do much of a risk, then can take the bull call spread in the money from the momentum will be positive for both the Nifty and Diamond.
Okay, we'll definitely keep that in mind as well. All right, Brijesh, thank you so much for being with us on the show and helping us navigate through these fresh moves today, and hoping to see all those levels that you've really marked out for all our viewers there. Let's look at the markets and wind that down now, viewers. A good day as it has panned out, although we are off the highest point of the day. So towards the end, after a healthy gain, some profits being shaved off, but 24,300 remains on the screen with us, 280 points higher, over a percent gains for the Nifty is what you see. Then you also have across the board all the sectors up, barring just the IT names, oil and gas, PSU banks, pharma, infra, auto, even the metals, mid cap and small cap names, they're all higher in trade. Reliance is definitely celebrating its key contribution to the Nifty in terms of gains, 1366 right now, slightly off the highest point of the day. Sun Pharma, JSW Steel, BEL and M&M remain the other top movers on the Nifty. On the laggard front, you have Shriram Finance. Then you have some IT names like HCL Technologies that are down. Eternal was down about a percent. UltraTech Cement after the earnings, HUL and Bajaj Finance as among those stocks that somehow dragged, but even the PSU stocks rallied. Large part of that was to do with the defense names as well as to do with the railway names. HAL, BPCL, BHEL, Hindustan Petroleum, REC, ONGC, all of those stocks also up and about in trade today. Nifty 500 movers, you had names like Premier Explosives, you had names like Barbecue Nation Hospitality, RBL Bank, DCB Bank, Paras Defense, rallying almost 8, 10, 12 odd percent kind of gains that could be seen. But the screen has frozen in front of you, 24,300 remains on the screen. Let's hope that it continues to build onto the gains tomorrow as we move forward to the truncated action on Thursday. With that, we leave you right here, viewers, but do stay tuned on to Business Today Television. Even beyond the stock market hours, the coverage will continue from the world of business and economics. Stay tuned.